And the way this came together was a friend of mine was organizing this all-star game up at the Rucker. He was actually asking me for advice on how to document the game. And I started throwing out ideas about what would make sense. I started saying, well, if you profile some of the players beforehand, then you would get to know these players and have a vested interest in watching the game. And the more that I was throwing out these ideas, it just started sounding like a cool documentary. Like I threw my hat in the ring, offered to do it. And the way the kids were chosen was they actually recommended the people that were organizing the game. You know, I wanted kids from different geographical areas, different kinds of background, financially, or guys that had interesting personalities, guys that were really strong ball players who would probably wind up being successful and probably make it into the NBA. And these were the guys that they recommended. And I think they chose incredibly well because I actually wanted to interview 8 guys and then I was going to pick 5 of them for the movie. But they were all interesting guys, and so I ended up using all 8 of them. These kids are pretty young. I don't know, some of them, they've probably heard of Beastie Boys. I don't know if they really listen to Beastie Boys at all. I remember one for like donte-greene. I remember his coach going up to him and saying like, you know who that is? I used to listen to Brass Monkey, you know that? And then Donte kind of looked and he was like, oh, I should be shaking your hand. I think it was an early screening that we did when we had an early cut. I think we brought a couple of friends over and showed it to them, and someone said, what if you had basketball cards or something like that? Started playing around with that idea. In an all-star game, you don't have the same kind of stakes that you do in like a finals of like a season or like a league. If you spend a year working towards something, then the goal is intense to finally make that happen. With an all-star game, you're just taking a bunch of kids that are really talented guys and almost throwing them together. It's like a pickup game. And these guys all know each other. You could switch which teams they're on, whatever. They're just kind of like having fun. And it's really more of an opportunity for them to showboat and just show their personal talent. Even if their team loses, if they make a couple of nice plays and people say like, yo, did you see that dunk? That's more what this is about. Of course, these guys all have an incredible drive to win. That's part of what makes them who they are. They probably want to win if they're playing ping pong or if they're playing blackjack or whatever. They do have an intensity about winning and wanting their team to win. But in a way, it was actually really nice seeing that in this game because they are having fun the way they're passing the ball or screwing around a bit more where a coach might get mad at them for doing some crazy dunk if it was in the middle of a game. I've known Bobbito around for a while, probably since the 80s or something like that. I didn't choose him as the announcer, but I think they couldn't have possibly made a better choice. But the organizers of the game picked him, but he's such a critical part of the whole feel of the film in general in that game. Like I watched the second year on TV of the Elite 24, and they had these 2 stiff NBA type guys that were saying, "Hey Bill, that was very interesting. I'm getting the hang of these nicknames." He's about that just took the life out of the game. You know? Yeah, Bobbito's the announcer for the game. He's thinking of them. I was going to say off the top of his head. I think some of them are off the top of his head, but I think some of them he probably thought about going there. There's probably more that we could have gotten into, like a full Geraldo Rivera seedy underbelly type investigative reporting thing. I mean, there's definitely stuff that goes on with these sneaker companies making payoffs to different people and trying to position themselves to get a hold of these players at a really young age. But I didn't really want to tear into this. I think it was really about celebrating these kids and their achievements. It's very important to all these guys that they're really trying to succeed and they're on this track to try to make it happen in the NBA, and they know how tight the odds are on that, how few people make it into the NBA. For some of them, if they don't make it, it's going to be upsetting for them, but they're going to go back to a very comfortable situation, to their nice house in the suburbs and figure it out. And for other kids, there's a lot of pressure that their families are really struggling financially, and people are really counting on them to succeed. So, that's heavy. I think it depends. I think some that's more important to than others. You certainly hear in the profile on Tyreke that everybody around him is saying that he has no interest in that he just likes playing basketball, doesn't even think about that stuff. I have a feeling with some of the kids, that's probably definitely something that they're excited about, the possibility of getting these huge contracts and getting all this money. But I did get the impression that with all of them that they do love playing basketball, that they just have fun playing the game. And it was cool, that, especially with this tournament up in Rucker-Park, that because there aren't really sponsors involved in that way, and there's a certain purity about it, but it's nice. It's just really about the ball, just seeing them having fun together playing basketball. A lot of them go to camps together, and an interesting thing is Brandon from Compton and Kevin Love from Oregon play on the same AAU team, so they know each other really well, and they hang out together. And yeah, it's definitely interesting seeing that. It is very cool that a tournament like this and these camps and what they do brings together people from radically different backgrounds. And that's cool to see. It's incredibly low res showing that stuff. Some of it we even pulled off of the internet, so it's incredibly compressed. But I actually thought it was kind of an interesting effect. Like, some of it probably would have been better to try to find higher resolution versions, but at certain times there's something that's kind of surreal about those giant pixels moving, and you can just sort of barely see like a figure. It's almost like an impressionist painting when you can kind of figure out, you can see what the guy's doing, even though you really shouldn't be with that little amount of information. So sometimes with the music playing in that low res footage, I actually liked it. Maybe because I didn't have any choice. Yeah, just stuff that I liked and stuff that seemed to make sense or feel right in the scene. A lot of it is New York-based hip-hop because the film is really about these guys coming together and playing together in New York. So a lot of it was sort of based on that, but stuff that just felt like it had the right energy. Some of it is also a little bit nostalgic. There's some point when introducing New York, like after we meet all the players and they're coming together in New York, it's sort of like a moment when you're seeing New York through their eyes, and there's helicopter shots going over the city, and I played a staple singer song that just kind of reminded me of New York in the 70s, of being a kid here. It was certainly easier. I don't think I would have been able to clear all this music without some of the connections that I have in the music business. When I went into it, I knew it was going to be crazy, and then when I started editing, and I just decided I was going to cut anything that seemed like it would work and just try it and clear it later. I knew it was definitely hellish trying to get it all. Somewhat, but I think maybe the pressure that they feel is greater. Beastie Boys was a punk band when I was in high school, and we were making records, but really for a small group of friends. In the media, whatever we were dealing with was really fanzines, or just was on a very small scale. I don't even think we really intended it to ever blow up to the scale that it did, whereas these guys are on a very specific track trying to make something happen. There's a real kind of like make or break feeling about it that we didn't really have.
You can break your reputation, or you can help your reputation going there and playing. And hopefully when I go there, I'm helping my reputation. That's what it takes, gentlemen. America's finest.
In New York, you don't get a nickname unless you earn it. You don't come to the park with your own nickname. You just don't.
The Mecca of basketball, Rucker-Park.
Everybody's still in high school. Nobody's graduating yet. They're gonna be multi-millionaires in about 5 years. Let's get it going here, folks. Yo, be easy, Mike Beasley.
I'm counting down to the days of the fitting for a king. I'm waiting for the time when I can get to Arizona, cause my money is spent on a rent. Neither party is mine. That's a jacket, so you gotta dunk that one, baby.
There's been pro players on these courts since the 60s on this asphalt right here.
As everybody knows, these 3 sneaker companies can't stand each other. Typically, you play with whatever shoe company you wear. This game throws out all those rules.
Coming home from school every day in the backyard, it was a war. That's where I think I get my competitive edge from, just hating to lose so much, because if I lost, I know I'm going to hear it from the rest of the night.
Y'all want to know why you don't stop, y'all want to know why you don't flop. Let me tell you, PB crew, why I came from the bottom of the block. When I was born, it was sworn, I was never going to be shoot. Had to prove the opposite, I was had to get my right. I had on eyes on the prize, Sean knew I had to get these chips, had to make moves like Elijah Wan. Started out selling doubts and graduated to a group. No exaggeration, my infatuation with the strip. Legendary like a schoolboy crush on every chick.
I think we, on the outside, feel it more than they do. You know what I mean? I don't really think they know what they into right now. It's so big, I don't really think they know. They're living for so many people right now, you know what I'm saying?
Had to lay way in the cut, till I finally got my turn. Now I'm on top in the spot that I earned. It's my life, it's my pain and my struggle. The song that I sing to you is my every.